Guys, today's recipe is a German chocolate pie. So it's got the flavors of German chocolate cake, but it's baked into a pie. And it's really fun. I think you should try it. And once you see it, I think you're gonna want to. You wanna start off by blind baking your pie crust. I am using what we like to call Test Kitchen's favorite pâte brisée. You'll find that on the Martha Stewart website. You can either do it in the food processor or you can do it by hand. And we have videos that I have done where I show you how to do it, so you can watch those videos if you want to. Just roll it out on a lightly floured surface. You don't want to get too much flour into your dough, but we have a generous amount of butter in here, and so it shouldn't be too problematic if you use enough flour to not let it stick. You're going to bake this in a 9-inch pie plate, and I prefer to use these glass pie plates because you can look at the bottom, not like this, but you can look at the bottom to see if it's done if you're baking pies that require that. When you're blind baking, you don't actually need to do that because you can see if it's done. Dust off the excess flour as you go so you're not rolling too much in. And you're going to want to have about a 1-inch overhang. I just fold my dough over and lift it up and put it into my pie plate. If you play your cards right, you don't even necessarily need to trim your dough that much. You can just fold the edges under and then crimp as you like. Today I'm going to do a kind of wide, almost like a flower-like crimp, you'll see. First you fold the edges under. You need to get a nice double edge here for sturdiness. For blind baking, you're going to want your oven preheated to 375 degrees. You will need a period of chilling so that the dough doesn't lose its shape when you put it into the oven. All right, then just go around the edges and do a very wide crimp, sort of like that. I mean, obviously you can do whatever crimp you want. Make sure that you're leaving dough over the edge of the pie plate, because that's what's going to hold the whole pie crust up when it goes into the oven. The heat has a tendency to make things shrink, so you need something anchoring it to the top of your pie plate. That's another reason I like these pie plates, because they have a really nice edge that holds your crust up. All right, this needs to get, I usually put it in the freezer. You can chill them in the refrigerator, but in the freezer you only need to leave them there for about 15 minutes. Okie doke. Nice and chilled. That helps it keep its shape in the oven as well. Line it with parchment paper. We keep this big thing of cooking beans on hand because we find that pie weights are never enough. You buy a thing of pie weights and it's not enough to anchor your crust in place, because we like to fill the crust almost completely or completely with beans or with rice, because that really holds the sides up. It does make it so that blind baking takes longer than the traditional recipes say, so we bake ours with the beans in for about 30 minutes at 375, and then you remove the beans and the parchment paper and then bake it until it's light golden brown on the bottom, and that usually takes another 10 to 15 minutes. So it's about 45 minutes total for your blind baking. Okie doke. This is 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and to that I'm going to add 1 cup of pecans. They're toasted and they need to be just coarsely chopped. So the flavors in a German chocolate cake are chocolate, coconut, and pecans, and they're all here in this pie. Before I add these pecans to the butter, I'm actually going to add some other ingredients. 2 large eggs. Oh my God, did you see that? That's a double yolk. That almost never happens, you guys. That was crazy. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. This whole flat of eggs has had a lot of double yolked eggs. It's crazy. Oh, single. Whisk that in. That was insane. I feel like it has to be good luck, even though no one's ever told me that that was good luck. Extra rich, I guess. This is a 14.5-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. This is 7 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, coarsely chopped. A teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And then a cup of sweetened coconut. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then put your nuts. Put your nuts in. These chopped toasted pecans. It's a very simple filling, and I love that everything just gets all mixed together. And when you bake this, You're pouring it into the pre-baked pie shell, which you can see here is nice and golden, fully baked on the bottom. You can sort of swirl it around. That's how you know it's completely done. And this is gonna bake up into sort of a speckled little confection, I guess you would call it. It's really, really nice. That's it. Scoop it into your pie plate. This bakes at 375 again for about 30 to 35 minutes. Just needs to be set in the center. Into the oven. Cute, right? Gotta chill it after it bakes, and then you can slice it and eat it. I did toast some coconut flakes. These are unsweetened coconut flakes, the wide ones. You can buy at health food stores and places like Whole Foods. You can put a dollop of whipped cream on the center. You can just do each individual slice, which is how I'm gonna go. Scoop it out. It's a very dense pie from the eggs and the sweetened condensed milk and everything, so it's a really, really rich pie, so you don't really need a very big piece. And a little whipped cream on top makes it all that much better, I think. Sprinkle with some of the toasted unsweetened coconut and give it a taste. See what it tastes like. Let's see. The bittersweet chocolate and the coconut together is so amazing. I tell you guys, if you like chocolate and coconut, you have to make this pie. Give it a try. German chocolate pie from me to you.